Now, if you're a guard in NBA 2K25 and you're confused what build to make, then this video right here is going to help you. In this video, I'm going to be giving you all the best guard builds in NBA 2K25, including all the best small guard builds and all the best ISO builds. Now, if you're just trying to click on this video, find the build that you want to use and leave, then there will be timestamps for each build in the description. So if you want to figure out what the best guard builds are, make sure you watch this entire video, leave a like, and let's get into this video, y'all. Let's go. Hey, what is good with y'all YouTube, man? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy LxckTV, all the goats of the goats, y'all. Now, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, today I'm gonna be breaking all the best guard builds down and giving you guys them, because I know how frustrating it is trying to find a guard build. Now, in my comment section, everybody and their mother has been spamming me for the builds, so y'all know I got y'all. But inside of this video, there will be a guard build that fits every single person's playstyle. Whether you want to ISO, whether you want to play the twos, whether you want to play the threes, or even the rec, then there's a build for you in this video. So today I thought I would make a video and just show you guys all the best guard builds in the game. Now, if you're watching this video and you can hear me right now, I need y'all to do me three things. It's just a quick favor. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, and turn on the post notification, because we are super close to 500,000 subscribers, and it would literally mean everything to me if we can hit it by the end of September. Now, the first guard build that I'm going to be showing you guys is a guard build that is 6'6". Now, this build right here can ISO, it can shoot, it can play the threes, it can play the twos, and it can also play on the 1v1 court. Now, this build right here that I'm about to show you guys is a build that I use myself, and it is currently the main guard build that I play on in this game. So for the position, you're going to want to go with a point guard. Your height, you're going to want to be 6'6" on this build, and the weight is pretty obvious. Since we are trying to make a guard build, we want as much speed and as much dribbling as possible. So what we are going to be doing is putting our weight all the way down to 180 pounds. And now for the wingspan, you're just going to want to take it down one from a 6'10" all the way down to a 6'9". Go ahead and click continue on this. But now it is actually time to upgrade this build and show you guys the attributes that you're going to want to use on the first guard build. Now, we're just going to get through this quick because there's a lot of builds that I'm showing you guys. But for the close shot on this build right here that I use, you're going to want to put your close shot up here to a 69. And you can see with the 69, you get the flow game on bronze. And I know if you get it on 68, but you just want to go with 69. Close shot doesn't really do much, but you're going to really need your close shot when it comes to finishing inside the paint. So make sure you go ahead and put your close shot up to a 69. And now for the driving layup, just so we can finish and get layups and dunk and everything like that, we want this build to be the most efficient. The most efficient guards are going to be in this video. So for your driving layup, you want to go ahead and put this on a 77 driving layup. And listen, for those of you guys out there that have played this game so far, you know driving layups are broken this year. When it comes to timing them, if you can get the timing down, it is very efficient. And anything lower than a 77 driving layup is kind of scary. So make sure you go with a 77 driving layup. And for the driving dunk, so we can get the contact dunks, you guys will see the badges. We're going to unlock posterizer. But with the driving dunk on this first guard build that I'm showing you guys, we're just gonna go with a 89 driving dunk, and we'll get posterizer on silver. But we will be upgrading our vertical, so we will be able to get more contact dunks, and our posterizer will go even higher. So for your standing dunk, go ahead and leave this at 89. And now for the standing dunk, we don't even need to worry about this. You could just keep this at 39, because you can see if you knock it down, your driving dunk goes down. So make sure you don't touch your standing dunk, otherwise your driving dunk will go down. Now for the post control, just because when you upgrade this, it's gonna change up your ball handle, you want to put your post control just to a 47. I'm using the same exact build that I use currently. So your post control, you just want to touch this up to a 47. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the shooting category, and we have our mid-range. Now this year, mid-range is pretty solid. So we want to use the best mid-range possible that we can get and even out our build. We're just going to go with an 80 mid-range on this build. And you can see for the badges so far on this build, just from upgrading the mid-range, we get bronze deadeye, and we also get set shot specialist on silver. And now for the 3-point. Shooting on this game 2 days into the game is pretty hard. So when I made this build, I knew exactly what I was doing. And what you're going to want to do is go with a 93 point on this build. And you can see on the right hand side, the badges have gone up. We get silver deadeye now, silver limitless range, and on top of that, we get set shot specialist on gold. And now for the free throw, yeah, I don't even want to upgrade this, but you can see if I knock it down from a 65, my 3-point goes down. So go ahead and keep your free throw at a 65. Now we are onto the playmaking category, and on this build, a lot of people put their pass accuracy a lot too high and waste attributes that they do not need. So on this build, when I made it, 70 pass accuracy was what I was going to go with. But as I was in the builder and I was labbing up, I seen if I just put it up 1 to a 75, you can see right here, I get dimer on silver versus bronze if it's at a 70. So that's why I went with the 71 pass accuracy on this build. And then for the ball handle, it's pretty common sense. We want to dribble. We are making a guard build at the end of the day, regardless of the 6'6" height. We want to be able to dribble, get open, and break ankles. So for the ball handle on this build, we're going to have a 92 ball handle, which is going to allow us to get silver ankle assassin, gold handles for days, and on top of that, we get gold unpluckable. And then the speed with ball, just so we can match the ball handle, we're going to go ahead and max this off to an 86. And you can see our lightning launch is now at a gold, and that is very, very good on this build. But now we are into the defensive category, and like I said, there's going to be all types of builds in this video. Now this build does lack a little bit on the defense half, on the interior defense. So on the interior defense, you're just going to want to go ahead and put this up to a 44. And then for your perimeter defense, you're going to want to go ahead and just put this up to an 82. You get silver challenger, bronze on ball menace, bronze pick dodger, and gold off ball pest. Now gold off ball pest this year is very efficient because the defense is sticky. So make sure your perimeter defense is at an 82. And now on to the steal. You guys know how broken steals are every single year. So that's why on this build with this right here, on my steal, I went with a 79 steal. That gives me silver glove and silver interceptor on this build. And trust me, I've been getting non-stop steals while playing. And now onto the block. Yeah, the block, we're just gonna put this up right here to a 51. It's not gonna give us any badges, and it's also gonna give us a little bit of decent defense. We get a 51 block on this build, 79 steal, 82 perimeter defense, and the interior, yeah, it's pretty cruise, but I mean, we can't have everything on this build. Now for the rebounding category, unfortunately, yeah, we're not gonna be touching rebounding. We're a guard. We're just making this build for the 2s and 3s. We're never gonna really have to rebound anyways. So let's just move on to the physicals, which is speed, agility, strength, vertical, and everything like that. And when it comes to your speed, you're gonna want to go ahead and put your speed up to an 85 so you can be quick on defense and on offense. And now for your agility, yeah, agility is very overpowered this year. If it's low like a 70, you're gonna be hella slow. So your agility, go ahead and put this at an 80. You can see the badges that you're getting on the far right hand side. And now your strength, you're gonna want to be able to dunk on people just a little bit and not get babied. So for your strength, go ahead and put this to a 55 as well. In the vertical, you're gonna want to go ahead and put this to a 78. That way you can get contact dunks with the 89 driving dunk that this build gets. And ladies and gentlemen, this build right here is the first guard build that I am showing you guys. So if you copy this build correctly, you should see you get shades of Sleepy Floyd, LaMelo Ball, and Lonzo Ball. And if we look at the name on this build, you can see this build right here is called a shot creating 3-level threat, and the build name is no lie. And now for the build, when you're upgrading it, this is what you're gonna want to do: a 60 driving layup, an 89 driving dunk, an 89 3-pointer. And as I said, this build is only an 85 at the time, so we're not gonna want to max everything. So we want our build to be balanced, so we cannot max everything. So an 87 ball handle, an 80 speed with ball, a 70 perimeter defense, a 70 steal, and then for the physicals, we have an 85 speed, an 80 agility, a 55 strength, and a 78 vertical. That way we can get contact dunks. And the second point guard build that I want to be showing you guys is a point guard as well, but this build is a little more small, and this build is going to be the build that you're going to be using on the 3s, the 2s, and even the pro aim on this build. So for the position on this build, go with a point guard. The height, go with 6'3". The weight, like I said, we're trying to make a small point guard, so we are going to be going with the lowest weight at 170 pounds. And then the wingspan, you're going to leave on default as a 6'7". Now close shot on this build right here, we're going to go with a 78. As you can see right there, we get flow game on silver. Now we're just going to speed through this. The driving layup, just like the last build, we're going to have a 77 driving layup on this build. That way we can get the flow game on silver, layup mix matcher on bronze. And then the driving dunk, although we are a 6'3", we want to be able to dunk on people and make them feel the pain when we dunk on them. So we're going to be going with a 93 dunk. We do not need to go 94. There is no need for that. Go with a 93 dunk on this build. And you can see right now the bronze posterizer, but at the end you will see why this build is so good. And the standing dunk, go ahead and put this at a 38. We are a 6'3", so we do not need standing dunk at all. And the same for your post control. You just want to bump this up to a 37. We really don't even need to use it, but go ahead and put your post control up to a 37. And now on to the shooting category, so we can shoot good and get the most badges possible. We're going to be going with an 82 mid-range on this build, which is going to give us mini marksman on silver. And mini marksman, if you play this game, like I keep saying, you know how overpowered this badge is. Mini marksman is literally insane. So go ahead for your mid-range, keep that to an 82 so you get those fantastic badges. And now the 3-point shot, what we're going to be doing on our 3-point shot is putting our 3-point shot up to a 92, which is going to allow us to get gold deadeye, gold set shot specialist, mini marksman on silver, and on top of that we get limitless range on silver. And now the free throw, you do not want to touch this. You can't even put it down because it will knock your 3-point down. So go ahead and leave your free throw up at a 67. And now for your pass accuracy, you're going to want to to bump this up as well to a 71 and get your dimer on silver, and I promise you 71 is the only pass accuracy that you need. And then for the ball handle, we're running the dribble, so we're going to go with the 92 ball handle. We're going to get handles for days on gold, ankle assassin on silver, unpluckable on gold as well. And then the speed with ball, we obviously want to dribble and stuff like that, so we're going to get lightning launch on Hall of Fame, which is a 91 ball handle. Something that stands out about this guard build is the tremendous defense that it has. On the interior defense, you're going to want to go ahead and put your interior defense up to a 60. Perimeter defense, you want to be able to play all sides of the court, so you're going to go with an 85 perimeter defense, and you can see you get challenger on silver, on ball menace on silver, pick dodger on silver, up bump pest on gold. Now y'all know how stills are every single year. We're going to max our still off to a 91. Now if you do not want the 91 still, you can go with a 90, but I just prefer having gold glove and gold interceptor. It just makes playing defense a lot better. On this build, we're not going to have such a high block, but we are going to upgrade it as much as possible to a 59 block, and that is going to give us a big whopping no badges. Then for the rebounding, yeah, we're 6'3". We're not even going to be able to rebound anyway, so I just skipped this category right here. Okay, this is an editing mistake. When I went back and edited this, I realized I said 92 speed with ball, but in reality, you're going to want to go with a 91 speed with ball. You're still going to get lightning launch on Hall of Fame, so go ahead and make sure your speed with ball is set to 91. And now for the speed, you're going to want to just go with an 86 speed. I know you may be thinking, why is it not a 90 speed? But you can't get everything upgraded on this build. It's literally impossible. An 86 speed is the only thing that you're going to need on this build. The agility on this build, you're going to want to max this up right here to an 84. So you're going to have an 86 speed, an 84 agility, and of course your strength, you're going to just go ahead and leave this at 45. And then for your vertical, you're going to want to put the rest of your attributes on your vertical. And then as you can see, you do have attributes left over, so you're going to want to go to your offensive rebounding, take this down to a 25, and then to get the most out of this build, you're going to want to put that last attribute on your vertical, which is going to give you an 80 vertical, and on top of that, you will have the gold posterizer and Hall of Fame aerial wizard. So go ahead and click continue, and the build that you get is shades of Kevin Johnson, Lonzo Ball, and De'Aaron Fox. And let's see the build name, ladies and gentlemen. This build right here is what I like to call the all-around build, which is a two-way inside-out ISO creator. And guys, this build can dunk, it can shoot, and this build can play good defense. But when it comes to upgrading this 6'3" all-around build, you're going to want to go with an 89 driving dunk, a 92 three-pointer, a 91 ball handle. Your speed with ball, you're going to want to put it to an 85. I know it's not maxed out all the way, but we're only an 85 overall, so we want a balanced build that can do stuff. Your interior defense, we don't have enough attributes to upgrade this, but you're going to want to upgrade your perimeter to a 71. Your still, you're going to want to have it at 75. And your physicals, just so you're fast and not getting blown out of stamina, you're going to want to have an 85 speed upgraded, an 84 agility. Your strength, you don't want to touch, and of course your vertical, so you can't get the contact dunks. You're going to want to go ahead and set your vertical to an 80, and that's going to leave you at an 85 overall. Now we are on to the third point guard build. Now this build is going to be another 6'6" build, but this build gets more defense. So for the height, you're going to want to go with a 6'6". Your weight on this 6'6" build, you're going to keep it the same at 180 pounds, and the wingspan on this one, so it gets the better defense, you're going to want to go with a 6'10", and that is going to click continue. And now it is time to upgrade the build, but this version is going to be a little different. On this 6'6" version, you're going to want to go right here to your close shot, and you just want to go ahead and put your close shot up to a 69. Now the driving layup is pretty self-explainable. You want driving layup this year, like I said in the previous one, you're going to want to go with a 77 driving layup. That's going to give you the float game and layup mix matcher. And then so you can get the driving dunk on this build as well, you're going to want to go here for your driving dunk. You're going to go ahead and put this up to an 89. Now the standing dunk, you just bump this up to a 43. Your post control, you just want to put it up just a little bit too, to a 47. And then for your mid-range, you want to go ahead and upgrade it, but not too much, just so you can get the badges. You're going to want to go with a 79 mid-range. And now moving on into the 3-point, which is the most important thing on this build, you're going to want to go ahead and max this off to an 89. And you can see you get limitless range as well, dead eye, and set shot specialist. And then for the free throw, like I explained last time, keep it at a 64, because if you do knock it down, your 3-point will go down. So go ahead and leave your free throw at a 64. But now on into the playmaking category. Every single build I make, I go with a 71 pass accuracy, just so I can get the silver dimer. There's nothing more needed than a 70 pass accuracy. Your 70 is fast enough, and on top of that, you get dimer for your teammate. And then the ball handle on this build, we're just gonna go right here, and we're gonna want to dribble a lot on this build. Just because it's a different version does not mean the objective changes. We're gonna go with a 92 ball handle on this build. Then the speed with ball, we're gonna just knock this up to an 86. We're gonna max it, which is gonna give us lightning launch on gold. And now what makes this version of this build different is the defense. It gets way better interior and way better block. I know a lot of you guys in the comment section were gonna be on my head about it, so I had to make another version. So for the interior defense, you just want to go ahead and upgrade this to a 65, and then the perimeter, you just want to go ahead and put this up to an 85, and it's also going to give you badges. But one thing that this build gets differently is the still. You want to just go ahead and put your still right here to a 79, which is going to still give you silver glove and silver interceptor. And then like I said, this build does get better defense. You're going to have a 74 block on this build, which is going to help you from getting babied in the paint. So a 74 block is going to give you high flyer denier, and your paint defense and how you defend yourself in the paint is going to be a lot better than the other version, but it does lack some stuff on your physicals. So for the defensive rebounding on this build, you're actually going to upgrade this to a 60, and that's going to give you rebound chaser on bronze. And now we are into the physicals. You're going to go keep this speed at 81. Your agility, you're going to bump it up a little bit to a 66, going to give you on ball menace, pick dodger, shifty shooter, and slippery off ball. Then your strength is going to be by default at 50. And then for the rest of your attributes, so you can get the driving dunk, if you copy this build correctly, you should be able to just put it up to a 78, which is going to give you posterizer and an aerial wizard, and including that, you get high flying denier, which you've already seen. And then you have one more attribute left over, so just go ahead and throw that on your offensive rebound. And ladies and gentlemen, this build right here is the same exact version, but just better defense and some less physical. So you can take this build, use it as a template, and just edit it, or you can just completely make your build from scratch, or you could just use this build. But you can see here's the shades of on this build against Lonzo Ball, Brogdon, and LaMelo Ball. And if we look at the build name, it's somewhat the same with a two-way 3-level shot creator. And ladies and gentlemen, this build right here is a very solid build. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final build that I'm going to be showing in this video. Now this build right here is a 6'3" as well, but it gets a lot better shooting stats and somewhat good defensive stats. So for the position, you're going to want to go with a point guard. Your height, you're going to want to be 6'3". Your weight, you're going to want to knock this down to 179 pounds. And you might be thinking to yourself, why? Well, let me explain. And yes, I will get to that later. But for your wingspan, just keep it as default as a 6'7". Now, like I said, I am going to speed through this build, and I don't want to hold you guys up anymore because I already know this video is pretty long. So for your close shot, you're going to want to go ahead and put this up a far away and keep it at a 74 for your close shot. And for your driving layup, like I said, you're going to get a good driving layup. You want to go ahead and put your driving layup up to an 80. And for your driving dunk, so you can get those contact dunks, like I said, this build, it can still do everything that the last one did, but it can low-key do some of the things better. So for your driving layup, go ahead and put this to an 89. And then the standing dunk, you want to go ahead and put to a 40. And then post control, you don't even need it that much, but go ahead and just put it up to a 37. Now we are into the shooting category, and you guys may be thinking, why am I just showing the same type of builds? But these builds are the meta this year, and I'm telling you, they really are the meta, I promise you. So for the shooting category, your mid-range, you're going to want to have an 84 mid-range, which is going to allow you to get the mini marksman on silver. But once we fully get this 3-point upgraded and you guys see why this build is so much better, you will see that you're going to have a higher mini marksman. So now to get that, you're going to want to go ahead and put your 3-point up to a 94 3-pointer. And you can see right now, the shooting badges, we get gold Deadeye, gold limitless, gold mini marksman, and set shot specialist on gold. And then for your free throw, you can just skip this for now, but I'm just going to save you guys time. You're going to come back to this regardless. So go ahead and just put it up to a 70. And now the pass accuracy, like I say on every single one of these builds that I've made so far, I only go with a 71 pass accuracy. I promise you, it is all you need. Then your ball handle, you want to be able to speed boost since you are a lot smaller. Go with the 92 ball handle, which is going to give you ankle assassin on silver, handles for days on gold, unpluckable on gold. And then for the ball handle, it's pretty self-explanatory, but we want lightning launch on gold or silver at max, so we want to go with an 86p with ball. And now for the defensive category on this build, we're going to max our interior to a 70, which is going to give us a lot more defense. And for the perimeter on this build, we're going to max this as well up to a 92, and the defensive stats on this build are insane. Now, like I said, this build gets a lot better defense, so it's pretty self-explanatory what I meant by that. Our steal is going to be a 91, so we do get the glove and interceptor still as well on gold. And then the block, so we don't get babied up in the paint, even though we are small, we're going to go ahead and max this off to a 63. And now the rebounding, yeah, we're just going to keep these by default at 25 and 52, because if we do knock them down, it'll knock our other stats down. But now moving into the speed and stuff just like this, our speed on this build is going to be an 82. Our agility, you're going to want to knock this up 1 to an 83. And then the strength on this build, you're going to want to leave this at a 52, because you will need the attributes for your vertical, which is going to contribute into the contact dunks. So go ahead and max your vertical off to a 78. And ladies and gentlemen, this build right here is literally a menace on offense, defense, both sides of the court. It could do it all. So go ahead and click continue. And this right here is the final build. You can see we get shades of Lonzo Ball, Jalen Suggs, and Drew Holiday. All pretty good players. And if I say so myself, this build is pretty good. Now you can see this build name as well is called a two-way 3-level shot creator. Now listen, if this video helped you guys and you find a guard build in this video that you liked, I'm sorry they were just 6'3s and 6'6", but hey, they're meta. That's the metas that people are using this year, and I don't want to make you guys waste money and put out a build just to be different. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just showing you guys the hands down best builds in the game. So if this video did help you, please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications, as we are super close to 500,000 subscribers. But without further ado, man, it's been your boy LxckTV, y'all, and I'm out, y'all. Let's go.